baseball game to watch? Yankees.
Huh? Who?
The Yankees.
Where are they?
Where are you from?
Baseball season ended.
Where are you from?
The Red Sox. The Red Sox aren't playing, so baseball season's over.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Good. I like the approach our guys had today. I think it came out with a real workmanlike attitude. For the game, I thought we did some silly things, made some mistakes. That didn't make me happy. Obviously, turning the ball over in the red zone. We had a couple silly penalties there. Missed a couple tackles on defense, but overall, those are things we got to get corrected. We got to get fixed. But overall, I like the performance our guys came out with. The mindset. Coming off a bye week, early kickoff. A team obviously that we talked about was going to be physical on both lines of scrimmage. I thought we came out, played hard on defense, ran to the ball, made plays, obviously hold them to 10 points, and did a good job. We were able to control the line of scrimmage on offense and kind of wear them down with they looked kindly on us with the temperature of today. They're coming. I don't think it was this warm in Provo during the week in practice. So it was a hot one, and we were able to kind of get the tempo going offensively and run the ball offensively, which certainly helped. So we stayed balanced, stayed pretty well balanced, and but we got to get ready now because we got a lot of things we got to improve on. I need to thank all the fans for coming today to see us. We need a wilder environment next week. Get back into SEC play to help make sure we get that home field advantage. So I know they'll come back next week and give us that advantage that you need to make it really hard on opposing teams.
Questions? We'll get a mic to you.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Aaron? It seems like every year you really had a really good offense. You've got a good tailback, starting tailback that you can rely on. Talk about Harris a little bit.
I'll tell you what, Harris is a guy that we knew he was going to be that type of player coming. You could see it. And it was just him growing into the position, growing into the reads, patient in his runs, understanding how plays are going to hit, understanding pass protections, understanding the routes. And I think a lot of people get lost on that sometimes. That, hey, it's not just about hand the ball and go run the ball. And you see how he's matured. Some of his big plays today were picking up pass protections and coming out of the backfield, catching some balls to keep some drives alive and give us those plays. I know, because you look at the 23 for 114, grinding it out between the tackles, when your longest is 19, that's grinding it out. But some of the other plays that he makes that, you don't really you see a lot are big plays, and that's what he's really grown into.
BYU went heavy with the screen game and some short passing game stuff early on. Were y'all expecting that, and how did y'all attack that?
No, I think we adjusted to it. They hadn't shown that a lot coming into the game, but I think their quarterback's still a little bit banged up, so to kind of help him out early in the game to get the ball out of his hands and mix it up and keep us off balance. But I thought Todd and the staff and players did a really nice job adjusting to that defense.
Hey Dan, what do you think you learned from your wide receiver group today?
I don't know. I'll go watch the film. They didn't. They're good kids. They're not the smartest guys in the world, so they didn't teach me anything, philosophically or mathematically. Billy's over with them. I know they got that grease board up there. Who knows what they're doing in there? You know what I mean? So they could be teaching anything in there, but I didn't go over to get a lesson in anything. But no, I thought they did. They did well. I think one of the things we're trying to get that depth to be able to roll those guys through. And I think each guy did a little something different. It's great to see Jamal make plays down the field. I thought we did a decent job blocking on the perimeter. Donald made some nice contested catches, with guys draped over him. So, those are things you have to do as we move forward to make those type of plays.
Coach, you rushed for 300 yards today. Offensive line put up a pretty good job out there rush blocking. I know you hadn't seen the film yet. What were your impressions of their play?
Obviously, I'm pleased with those guys, especially having played 2 freshman tackles. You got your top lineman out with Martinez being out again this week. You get worried. Michael Story was out again. Was out this week for us for the most part. So that's probably the first guy in the game's out, and one of your starters is out. We were pretty thin, but they stepped up. Next man up, they stepped up, and we're able to run the ball. And this is a tough physical group that you play. You you play BYU, you know you're always going to get big physical guys inside, and they were able to block them. So pretty pleased with them, and they gave us some different looks that we hadn't been expecting. They hadn't shown a lot, so they mixed it up on us, but our guys did a good job adjusting.
Along those lines, Greg Allen got his first career start, and obviously he was a lot more calm than he was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Your
Yes,
thoughts
it
on
was.
his
Yeah.
work?
Well, I think one, you know, obviously you're at home field advantage in this league. Like I said, I mean, it can be such a huge factor. You know, sometimes you're not just playing the 11 guys that are on the field against you. I mean, it feels like you're playing against 90,000 other people at times, or 80,000, or 60,000, or whatever we want. You know, however many we're going to pack in here to make it hard and make Kentucky feel that next week. You know, I mean, that's tough duty, especially on young players getting their first at live action. So, but I think the bye week certainly helped him. We gave, you know, he wasn't one of those guys that got a whole lot of rest during the bye week. He got every rep, and you know, you know, both him and Stu, I thought, managed the game pretty well today.
Do you expect to get Martinez back next week?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I don't know. We'll see. I knew early we weren't going to get it back for this one. Was the take, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. So we'll see. You know, I think both he and Corey, you know, can be mid to late week decisions, and it's going to be pretty. You know, Wednesday, Thursday is the target date to get it back out and make that decision for us.
You've had some pretty prolific quarterback, running back, backfield duos in your career for Florida and LSU. Is there anything in particular that makes guys pair well together? Certainly Fitzgerald and Williams doing well.
Well, I think it's good balance between the two. You know, I think having, you know, Fitz gives you a little bit of, for a big guy, he still gives you that threat outside that makes you nervous because he has some home run hitting ability. And then Harris, you know, can be physical between the tackles, and so I think that's a pretty good combination of guys. Good to have.
Hey, Coach, you had that stretch in the third quarter where you had the pick and the touchdown given up and that fumble.
Yeah.
And then it was as if the defense sort of just flipped the switch and everything just changed. The fact that, you know, the offense and the defense just turned it up in the fourth quarter despite the, you know, the atmosphere maybe getting a little asleep. What does it say about the team just going forward?
I think that's huge. You know, we talk about that a lot, about holding on to the rope. You know what I mean? Of doing that. And you're looking there. We're driving down, trying to put the game away in the third quarter. We throw a pick in the red zone. They run it back. We get a penalty. Next play, we get a penalty. Next play, they score. We fumble the kickoff. They got the ball back. I mean, that's that rope's just slipping right out of your hands. You know what I mean? You're just getting it pulled right out of your hands at that point. One of the things we do in our offseason, you know, one of the big things, every guy will tell you, you ask about the rope, say, don't let go of that rope. They might add another adjective in there too, between the and the rope. That they'll throw in here that they occasionally hear from me, to not let it go. But, and all of a sudden that rope was slipping, but you just can't let go of the rope. And they clasped, they grasped it, and they pulled it right back in all three phases. Pulled it right back. And that's pretty big for the team. You know, that's facing that type of adversity right there, where you know, hey, this rope's slipping. We got to put our feet in the ground and go stop it. And we got to do it ourselves. And they went and did it.
I'm going to ask another Harris question again. It took him 6 weeks to tie the nose tackle with touchdowns. Were you kind of happy to get him that?
Because Jeffrey's got a couple.
Yeah.
Harris only has 2.
Yeah.
They're getting the end zone on.
Yeah. Well, what do you feel about that?
Getting the ball 23 times. He had 23 chances to get into the end zone.
Were you going to keep feeding him down there until he got it, do you think?
No, I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't think about those things at all. I mean, I will look at him and say, I gave it to you 23 times. So 22 times you didn't get in the end zone. That's his fault. And he caught it 3 times, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 25 chances he had to get in, and he didn't get in on his own.
Is it an effort issue, you think?
That's his own fault, you know?
An effort thing?
It must be. I'm going to look at it. I'll talk to him about it.
On the other side, Nick got a lot of carries today, particularly early. Was that part of the game plan?
No, just what they gave us. I mean, he had just what they were playing. You know, I mean, they were showing us some different looks we hadn't seen, and but he did a good job managing it. And you know, some of his own read stuff, he can't control that. But you know, 15, that's about right for him. I think. You know, we'd like to keep him right around that 15 carry mark. I don't really want to go way over it, but I'm great being right around that mark. I think that's okay for our offense.
Hey, Coach, how has the player keep Lisa up with
wide receiver core?
Well, it helped, I mean, he did some good things, catching and run after the catch today, you know what I mean? And that's important for him because, he's a dynamic guy with the ball in his hand. He has some acceleration. He can make what looks like a 3-yard gain into a 9-10-yard gain in a hurry. That might not seem like much, but that can wear on you. That creates momentum for the offense. So, that certainly helped.
Coach, 4-2, the halfway mark of the season. Your thoughts?
Yeah, we've got a lot of football ahead of us. Here's a nice thing. So we got 6 games. We got 4 at home, 2 on the road down the stretch. Our guys are starting to grow and mature as a team. We got to be, you tell me where a successful season is. We're a much better team at the end of the year than we were at the beginning of the year. And we had no regrets, played as hard as we can every snap on the season. That's a successful year. That's what you really want to try to control is your own performance. So, but we are a lot of football ahead of us. We're 4-2, and 6 games to go. So we got to finish strong and continue to improve.
Another good day for Logan punting the ball. How big of a weapon has he been for you to see?
I think that was huge for him. Him and I talked to him about consistency. I think that last one might have hurt his net for the day. I was laughing at that, but it was still a great putt. Almost spun back right around the 1 yard, a little pitching wedge down to the 1. And his kickoffs were really solid today. And I talk about that because he's got talent. Anybody sees him kick, you can watch him warm up and know he's really talented. But the consistency is the most important thing, and he was very, very consistent today, and that certainly helped. And you're averaging 53 a punt. That's going to help flip field position and never give them the ball on the plus side of the field with the special teams.
Nick obviously had a big day, but he did have those 2 interceptions. What did you say to him after that second interception?
Yeah, that was a terrible decision. It was 1st and 10. We're in the red zone. They pressured us. The look wasn't there. Just either check it down, scramble, or throw it away. One of those 3 options. Don't just throw it up for grabs when you're off your back foot. You can't just. He knows better than that. You know what I mean? He's a guy who gets down to decision making, which is critical to quarterback. So he knows. I mean, that was kind of it. He knows better than that. I mean, I'm not a young guy. I'm not going to sit there and yell and scream at him. Maybe I did. I don't know. But he just. He knows he can't do that. And make that throw that he made there with the second one. The first one, he was a little high. That's just disappointing. Should have been a touchdown. But the second one, he knows you can't make that decision. Just throw it away, play the next one.
Got to the sideline several times in the first half in the passing attack. Was that a scheme thing or a personnel thing? What's that?
Where did we get?
To the sideline, got to the perimeter.
Like on screens or throwing it out?
Screens and then the out route too. Is that a personnel thing or a scheme thing?
No, just what they give us. Every week people are going to play it differently. And so when you call a pass play or run pass option, run pass option, there's 3 different things that could happen, and they do one of those 3 things is going to dictate where the ball goes. In the pass game, you have reads that are going to put you at any point across the field, depending on what coverages and looks they're giving you. It's more defense oriented than offense oriented.
All right, good deal. We got players short.